Welcome to our data.shom video tutorial. In this video, I would like to explain you how to generate an oceanogram. For one chosen position, this tool will sum up on one page the 4-day forecasts coming from high-resolution models of SHOM and Meteo France. First, I will present an oceanogram in its 4-day format, then in its 1-day format, and after I will show you the export functionalities. So when you arrive on the welcome page of data.shom.fr, you are in the Data tab here. To access the Oceanogram service, just click on the forecast icon below. Then you can generate an oceanogram by right-clicking in any marine area you want, or by selecting one of the predefined ports along the coast. To help you, you will find those gray squares here that represents the areas covered by the ICOM 3D hydrodynamic models, in which you will have access to a maximum number of parameters: meteorology, waves, currents, temperature and salinity, storm surge and sea levels. Let's click, for example, in the middle of the Bay of Biscay to generate our oceanogram. Okay, by default you will arrive on the 4-day format that will present you the forecast with a 3-hour time step. At the top of the oceanogram you will find the date, the time of sunrise and the time of sunset, the mean surface temperature and the mean surface salinity. You will also find the main moon phase, like the full moon that is coming on next Monday. Then you will find the graphics and tabs. So use your mouse to display the values on hover. First you will find the meteorological parameters, atmospheric pressure and wind, then the waves, then the surface current, and then the storm surge and sea surface height. Please note that behind the curves you will find the day and night periods. At any time you will find at the very bottom of the oceanogram the information you need about the models that are used in the oceanogram. For example, for the weather parameters, the data is coming from the arpège model of Meteo France that has been updated on the 4th of August. The same for the waves, the data is coming from the wave history model. Please remember that the oceanogram will display the highest resolution model available at the position you have clicked. So if there was no wave history model at this position, it would have displayed a larger scale MF1 model. You have the possibility to add extra parameters by clicking on the Add Parameter button here, and then you can choose the parameters. Like for the moment you have surface temperature and salinity, but soon you will be able to choose the wave partitions between wind waves, primary and secondary swells. Click on Validate to regenerate the oceanogram with the new extra parameters. So you will find the temperature and salinity near the current in the hydrodynamic section. If you want to delete these values, you just have to click on the black cross here. Then you can visualize the daily mean profiles along the water column by clicking on the water column button here. You will then have access to the temperature profiles, the salinity profiles, where we can see the typical Mediterranean salty seawater here, and the current profile with speed and direction. You can focus on the depths you want, like for example the first 100 meters, where we can see the summer surface certification. Let's go back to the surface parameters. Now you can choose to focus on a specific day just by clicking on the day you want. Let's try Friday. Now the forecasts are displayed with a 1 hour time step, and for the meteorological parameters you can also access to the high resolution AROM model for Météo France when it is available. It is the case for the current day. For the waves there is no much change because the time steps are still 3 hours. Then you have the surface current, and it is useful to have a 1 hour time step because when there is a tidal signal you can identify the current inversion, and then you have the sea level forecast. Again, you will find information about the models that are used at the very bottom of the oceanogram. There we can see that the name of the meteorological model has been updated to AROM. If you want to go back to the 4-day view, you just have to click at the top of the oceanogram. Let's see now the export functionalities with the purple buttons on the right. So first, the export widget button will generate a little HTML script here that you can insert in your own web page if you want to display the oceanogram that would be automatically updated online. Please note that you can use the parameters inside the URL address to choose between the 4-day format or the 1-day format, and also choose the first day of the oceanogram or the time system or even the language. Then you have the export to image button that will provide an oceanogram in an image format. Please just note that you will not have access to the watercolor. You can automatically request this kind of image by getting the link associated to this button. Finally, you have an export to text button that will export all the data displayed in the oceanogram, even the watercolor, in a text format like here that can be read by any notepad or Excel. Click here. Here you are. At the top of the file you will find the metadata with the name of the exported parameters that are associated to a source ID number. We have also information about the models that are used with the name of the provider agency and the date of update, and then the data presented in different columns: date, hour, depth, value, and source ID. So please use the source ID to isolate the parameters you want. So if you want to access your oceanogram on your mobile phone, you can click on this button here, mobile link, to generate an oceanogram that is compliant with mobile phones. You just have to get the URL address then to send it to your phone and register it in your favorite to be sure to quickly access it online. The oceanogram will be automatically updated. Finally, to conclude, you can leave the oceanogram mode just by clicking on the Choose Another Oceanogram button here and decide to generate another oceanogram by clicking on another place, or go back to the Data tab and access the SHOM catalog, for example. So if you want to know more about how to display the forecast maps, for example, you can refer to our previous video. Thank you, and see you soon on our data portal data.shom.fr.